Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeff.
And Ben.
From Toking with the Dead.
And Still Toking With.
And Still Toking With. Still Toking With is our live show. Yes. You can catch that every Wednesday.
At 7 p.m.
Eastern.
That's
Eastern time.
Yeah,
If you live in fucking California, it's got to be 3.
No, 4.
4?
Yeah. They're only 3 hours behind.
What about daylight savings?
Yeah, well, fuck that. We'll worry about that one.
Okay, so if you're on the West Coast, you're going to have to look up when 6 o'clock is out there compared to here.
Which would be actually 7 o'clock out there instead of here.
7 o'clock?
Yeah.
You know, before this is over, I'm going to need a whole lot of serious therapy.
You're all fucked up today.
Another $1 for the swear jar.
I'm always fucked up. You should tune into the show and see really how fucked up I can get.
Oh, yeah.
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
And when you do tune in, you're going to see amazing guests like this.
Hey, what's up? This is Jeremy Palco from The Walking Dead, and this is Still Toking With.
Hi, I'm Larry Kenny, and you're listening to Still Toking With...
What's up, everybody? It's comedian Sherwin Array, and you're listening to Still Toking With on the Dorkening Podcast Network.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Still Toking With. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. You know what? We're ending season 3 here, but before I say anything, we're gonna let Benjamin. Did I
I quit. I'm going home.
The monkey stole a
I'm just
banana.
I think the monkey needs a banana.
Jeez.
I'm gonna send you a bushel of bananas, Leo, for everything you've done.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're right. I mean, we're closing out season 3. Another year of just awesome guests, good times, fun with friends. I mean, I don't know really what else to say. I don't want to say too much because we actually have a really awesome guest tonight. And the longer that we chat, the less time she'll be able to come up and chat. So kick it to Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. It's the holiday season to boot. So, there's an awful lot going on. I know a lot of people are busy, but, take some time, sit down, relax, roll a fatty, grab your cocktail, enjoy the show. And join us for our final episode of season 3. And I think we're starting 4 next week, right? Are we starting 4 next week?
We're supposed to if Leo gets the intro finished.
All depends on how good you are. If you're
all right.
If you're good little boys, maybe I'll finish the intro.
Oh, well, okay. All right. What about the outro?
Jeez.
That doesn't change.
Jeff.
Oh, no? Well, I think we should change it. I think we
Jeff.
should put more on Leo's plate.
Okay. Well, we have a guest, I think.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah. So let's bring her in. Miss Sarah Booth. Welcome to the show.
Hello. How are you?
Fantastic. You
Great.
look lovely.
Thank you.
I said I like the hat, and she said, I'm a hat girl.
I'm a hat girl. I
So
love hats.
we're going to start right off. How many hats do you own?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I would have to count them, but at least like 40 or 50 hats. But that includes many of those are toques, which Americans call beanies, but we call them toques.
Toques. Okay.
A lot of toques.
All right.
It's cold
Okay, so-
here,
So I'm going to assume then that you're not a shoe lady.
Not as much as the hats. No, definitely not. I kind of find the shoe or the boot that I love and stick to it. Hats, you can switch it out. Boots are more like, especially when you live in Canada, if you find a good boot, it's important. And you stick to it.
Now, do you try and match the hat you wear to the shoes you're wearing?
Sometimes. It depends how cold it is. If it's really cold, you don't care.
I mean, a hat's really nothing more than a boot for your head, so.
Pretty much.
Well, so how cold is cold?
Well, where I live right now in Windsor, it's actually one of the warmest places in Canada. Right now, it's only, it's in Celsius, so it's like minus, I don't know, like 6 or 7 right now, which is like 20.
Yeah, cold. Mid-20s, yeah. It's probably mid-20s. Yeah.
So, but where I grew up in Montreal, it gets to like, minus 25. So, Celsius.
So that's really, really cold.
Very cold, yes. Very cold. Very cold. So Windsor's kind of a treat for me, to be honest.
Now, Windsor, if I'm looking up at Canada on a map, is it to the right or to the left? I have no idea where it is.
It's right across the river from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so right beside Michigan.
Not too bad.
That's too bad.
There's a lot of wine here, which is good, gotta say.
Wine. Do they grow grapes there?
Randomly, yes. There's like a little wine area right here and near Niagara Falls. So
okay.
In the summer, it's good.
In the summer, it's good. But in the winter, not so much. It's cold,
no.
folks.
In the winter,
cold.
You stay inside and drink versus going outside.
Yeah, because the grapes are frozen.
Yeah, exactly. Ice wine.
Oh, I'm getting the head shakes early. This ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the train is still on the tracks, and
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes in. So I'm going to give you props tonight, Jeffrey. Congratulations, you didn't derail us.
Is that a record?
Well, yeah. Usually it's in the first 30 to 45 seconds he crashes the train right into the bridge.
Well,
I was
intrigued by hats.
there was a couple of things that almost popped out, but I decided to keep them within.
Good thing.
Wait for later.
So, tell us a little bit about Three Pines.
Sure.
Which is, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, Three Pines is an 8-episode first season series right now on Amazon Prime, and it's based on Louise Penny's book. She has 18 books in her series. Wow. They're murder mystery, very character-driven dramas. And so our series is based on the book series, and basically, like the first season, we have 4 different books that we cover. So each week is 2 episodes, and that's kind of like the murder or the murder mystery of the week. And then we move on to the next book the following week. But we also have an overarching storyline for the entire series as well. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually caught the first 3 episodes.
Awesome.
When I get a chance to watch TV.
Right.
And I couldn't stop watching it.
Oh, good.
So, because murder mystery is it's not like one of those things that I really watch a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
But for me not to be able to not stop watching it means that it's pretty good.
Well, thank you.
Or it's fabulous. I'm sorry. It's fabulous, folks. You got to watch it.
You got to understand that Ben has the attention span of a gnat. So
I'm the same. It takes a lot for me to sit down and invest in something. I guess depending, on what I'm doing in life. But sometimes I'm just not in the mood for TV, and it really takes, or for anything, and it really takes something like that I really care about, I guess, to sit down for like either 3 hours for a movie or 10 hours for a series. So I get it. You have to be in the mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Or
what role do you play in Three Pines?
So I play Agent Yvette Nicole. She's like the rookie cop that's coming in, wants to be a detective, and gets to basically kind of get thrown into a case at the beginning of the series with like the rock star of detectives, which is the hero of our series. And she basically just, is so eager to be there, and she's a little bit awkward and accident prone, and gives a little lightness to the series, I would say. But she also is quite brilliant in her own way. It's just maybe not obvious, at first glance. Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of play the comic relief then. You like the comic relief character to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Kind of like you, Jeff.
There you go.
Yeah, no, there's no comic about me.
There's no relief either.
This series is actually in our queue to watch. My wife and I, we don't watch too much TV. We'll get hooked on like one show, and that's like our show to watch until we finish it.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished White Lotus, and
me too.
Oh yeah,
so good. Loved it.
Such a bizarre show, but you can't stop watching it. It's awesome. This year, I absolutely love Alfred Molina. And it looks like awesome, murder mystery series. Just so I'm gonna try to see if we get that in our next bump off a couple other shows and get up to this first.
Yeah, give us numbers.
Yep.
Like I said, I've watched the first 3 episodes and I couldn't put it down. So, I'm going to finish watching it.
When we were shooting it, I was like, oh, I feel like we have something special. It felt really fun. Everyone, it's hard because when you're shooting something, you're kind of like in a bubble, right? Especially during COVID. But like you're just, everyone around you is involved with this show. And we all felt like it was good, and we felt great going to work. And then you just kind of wait, and you're like, oh, I wonder how the editing's going. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good show. At least the trailer was great. So it got me really excited to watch it. And I saw the first episode mid-November in Montreal at the premiere. And I was blown away. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's definitely has its own flavor, like its own quirk. But like, a lot of people are appreciating those shows right now, especially murder mysteries. So I felt really good once I saw the first episode. I felt like it was going to be successful, and we already had that fan base from the book series and everything. So and Fred's so good in it. Yeah, he's amazing. So, and he has such a, an amazing fan base, and he's been in so many different types of movies and shows that, I just felt like we had a lot of the right ingredients.
Very cool.
So where was it filmed?
Just an hour outside of Montreal. So actually where the fictitious town of Three Pines kind of is based around, we shot about 45 minutes away from there. And we were able to also use a lot of places that were inspired by the books. So that was pretty fun. I grew up an hour away from the town that we shot the series in, which was really fun to kind of like go back to a very similar, little town that I grew up in. So that was really fun. And I was able to, give the character a French-Canadian accent, which is, again, what I grew up with. So it felt very nice to come home to play, one of the biggest roles. Well, the biggest role that I've gotten in my career so far.
Do you find it was more relaxing that way?
Yeah. Yeah. There was like, you're just like familiar with a lot of it. And it was fun because the creators are asking you questions about, your upbringing and what it's like just, being a Quebecer. And I was able to improv a lot and bring, certain scenes we would rehearse, and I would tell the director or the producers like, oh, I feel like I would say this line in French, or I feel like this would be like a really Quebecois thing for me to do in this scene. And they're like, yeah, go. Like, you guys know what's up, So It was really nice that they were encouraging. in that way, because I think it just brings, again, like that weird, for some people it's weird, seeing like a just slightly different culture, where we live in Canada, but there's, that French aspect, and it's very unique. So I think it's really fun for people to see that, on screen, and just discover it, and also discover their favorite characters for some people that, they've been reading for about 20 years. So
that's pretty cool.
When Ben first told me about the Three Pines, at first I thought it was like some woodworking thing, and like this guy was going to build fences or something, and then I looked it up. I had no idea, Three Pines.
I didn't know about the books when I got the audition. I looked up the series and realized, oh my gosh, it's based on, Quebecers. It's 18 books. It's New York Times bestsellers. I just had no idea. I, hadn't heard of them. And then once I, started researching, then all these people around me were like, Louise Penny. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this whole world. So I went down the rabbit hole and just discovered, this whole other fan base and, really like big world. I mean, there's 18 books, so it really, it expands and things happen, and yeah, it's a fun community to follow for sure.
Wow. So were you able to pull the trailer?
I did, and I did load it. So I was just about to say, so this is something that actually I need to show my mother now, because she grew up partially in Quebec.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we have a lot of family up there still. So yeah,
she'll love it.
Yeah, totally. Here we go. Here's the trailer.
In my line of work, the truth is going to catch up with you.
Is there some kind of trouble? Big trouble.
But if you don't belong here, Three Pines will chase you out.
Someone has a secret worth protecting.
A whole lot of help protecting it.
All the death, it's all connected. We don't know who we can trust. You need to step back.
Where are you going, Chief?
I'm gonna find the bad guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's
definitely awesome.
So definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. So you can find out more about that on Amazon Prime. And yeah.
But you can also find out about our amazing guest in those show notes as well.
I was getting there.
Oh, sorry. Did I jump the gun? My bad. That was payback for the season 3 ending steal.
Fine. This is actually so in doing my research for tonight, I your husband's name was like so familiar, and when I did my research, turns out we did an interview with him 8 years ago.
No way.
Yeah, for Scare House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where I murdered a lot of people. That's me. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that was the first feature we made together, and then we made like a bunch of short films together as well, and then we made that one take feature that I mentioned to you guys called Last Call.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been really fun in my career to be able to work on, big movie sets and television sets, but also be able to make independent films and, have a little bit more control in some ways over my career. And yeah, it's just been such a blast to create with him and, create different genres. And it's been a lot of fun.
Tell me more about Last Call.
Sure. So Last Call is a one-take feature film.
Tell us all.
Here's my pitch. Last Call is a one-take feature film, so we never cut during the entire movie. It's an 80-minute feature, and basically it is a man who is dealing with a mental health crisis, decides to call a suicide hotline, misdials, and my character picks up and tries to save his life, kind of, gets an idea of what's going on. So the whole movie is split screen, and we shot both one takes at the same time because the phone call is live. So we shot it. We got 5 full takes of the movie, and we decided, okay, this one's the best one that we like, but we had to, choose the same take on both sides basically, because every take is a little bit different, the timing. So yeah, it was just a great, wonderful adventure as an actor, and to be part of a process that was just so unique. We rehearsed the movie for 10 days. Then we shot the movie over 4 days, and some nights we would shoot it twice, just to, try to get a better take. Or if we felt good about the take we got that night, we just said, okay, let's go home and sleep and have a fresh one tomorrow. So it was really unique to do it. And it's won a ton of awards, and it's won me a ton of awards. So we're just really excited that it's, we actually got it made, which was the first step, because everyone told us we were crazy. And it's on Peacock, it's on Tubi, it's on Amazon, and also you can find it on YouTube as well.
See, she beat me to the question I was going to ask, and she knew that. So
nice. That's something I'll have to go see.
Yeah, absolutely. I was reading somewhere that you actually work on stage as well.
Yeah. So when I discovered I wanted to be an actor, which was in my last 2 years of high school, I did a play in high school, and I was like, oh, I had no idea this could be a career path. And I discovered that in the city that was closest to me, which is Montreal, they had a great professional theater program, which was a 3-year program. So I applied, auditioned, got in, and learned how to do classical theater and, improv, tons of stuff. It was a great program because we also learned how to put on shows, produce shows. So once we graduated from theater school, we were all like, here I am, world. And they're all like, great. So you kind of just gotta do your own stuff and, try to get attention that way. And that's kind of how I started. But it's difficult to make a living in theater. And I was also definitely wanting to do television and film as well. So I love to do, all of the different
aspects of entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm educated and trained. Who wants me?
Exactly. I can do it.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been fun. It's like I've been able to do, tons of different kinds of genres. And like a couple of years ago, I did a VR movie, which was so interesting to do. Like I do video games, it's stunts, all that kind of stuff. It's been fun. I love to dabble in a bunch of different kinds of projects. I feel like it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me excited. And it also doesn't, pigeonhole me, which sometimes happens to certain actors, which, some people don't mind, but for me, I don't think I could always do the same thing.
What was the VR movie?
It's a movie. It was called Home, and it actually played at a museum in Europe for, I think, 3 months. And then I don't know what's going on with it now, because it's kind of like a room that you walk into, obviously. And it tells the story of the exact same space in over like hundreds of years. And sometimes those timelines will like overlap each other and create a story within the different timelines. It's very cool. It's based on a book. So I don't know where it is now, but I know that its premiere was at a museum. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
I watched a VR movie, had to be probably about 5 years ago. It was a horror-based movie, but it was a totally unique experience. And it's it was very cool. I could see that being an awesome event for a museum.
Yeah. Yeah. They said it did really well and got great reviews. So
very cool. And you mentioned video.
Is that like a room? It's a room that you got like go in with the movies. A room.
Yeah, basically it's a room, but that changes over time. and you get to see, from even before like there was a house or a cabin built there, it's like it shows you what's happened on that like piece of the earth over hundreds of years.
So was it like video on the walls and everything? I mean, I don't understand.
You wear goggles, VR goggles.
VR goggles.
Okay.
Yeah, and like
I was gonna say, I just got out of the closet. I don't want to go back into a little box. What the hell?
Like the one I saw, like as the movie is playing, say like there's a scene happening, there could be something happening in a different corner that you could be missing.
Yeah.
So you look around while the scene is playing, and depending on where you look, you're going to get different pieces of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that sounds cool. Sounds dangerous. Get hurt.
It's padded.
It's padded. Oh, look at that! We got our padded room.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Hey,
I've seen way too many VR fails on.
Oh, there's what the heck? Have you seen that that VR prank
No.
that you do? So it's it's a VR experience where you're walking on a plank that's like over like between two buildings or something like that. And it's supposed to be like super realistic, but the prank is like as people are doing it, they like push you off.
Oh, you're like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't do heights, so that would not be good for me.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, there's tons of videos online, but it looks really cool. But yeah, scary.
Let me know when you try it, Leo.
Yeah, I'm not.
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow, never heard of it.
You could be a TikTok sensation. Yeah, sensation. Yeah, that too. Sensation.
It's a new word.
Yeah, right? I do that. I make up my own words as we go.
Me too.
You mentioned video games as well.
Yeah, I did the game Far Cry 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to electrocute people in kiddie pools, which was really fun, and other sorts of torment.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Honestly, other than Three Pines, most of my work has been quite dark, dramatic. I'm like either the aggressor or the aggressed. A lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm just following the trail there. I mean, we talked about, what was it, Scarehouse?
Mm-hmm.
Where you killed a lot of people. And now you get in Far Cry 5, you electrocute a lot of people.
I do.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to stay
Okay,
down
so
here.
your favorite
down
genre
here.
Yeah, your favorite genre of film is horror then, I'm assuming?
I tend to get cast. I get cast in a lot of, I would say like action, horror, drama, that kind of stuff. Definitely. Yeah, because I have a stunt background. So when I get hired for, like, I did an episode of Law and Order, and she was an underground fighter and she was an Army Ranger. So like I did have a stunt double because they, don't let you do everything because of insurance, but I was able to do a lot of my own stunts. And I also did an episode of Heartland where there was a lot of horseback riding, and I was able to do all the horseback riding except for, again, a few things that insurance companies don't let you do. But yeah, I've been really lucky that I've been able to mix a lot of my passions with like roles that I've done, or at least bring that into a role if it wasn't already there. So I've it's been a lot of fun to do. I did it, just being part of the live show at Universal Studios just gave me so many opportunities to do a lot of like really badass roles and stunts too.
Well, I've never heard anybody say they just had fun electrocuting people in kiddie pools. So
it's a form of therapy.
Right?
It is a form of therapy for both parties involved.
Exactly.
Who needs a stun gun?
Both
Get in the pool.
And also the people watching, I'm sure they benefit. So
true.
it's great.
Right. Now,
So
I
men-
like to. My favorite movies are watching horror, but when I read, I like the thriller mystery kind of stuff.
Okay. So you should read Louise Penny books.
That's what I'm gathering based on what the Three Pines is all about.
As long as you like really quirky characters. Yeah. Did you like Twin Peaks?
Quirky? No, I hated that show.
Okay. Did you like Fargo? The
No.
movie, not the TV show.
I don't know if I ever saw it because I didn't like the TV show.
Oh, I think the movie's better, way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe worth a shot.
Yeah, because it has like a little bit of like that Fargo, Twin Peaks kind of feel to the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not proud. I'm not afraid to turn a movie off if I don't like it.
Hey, life's too short.
Right?
True.
If you don't catch me within the first 10 minutes, you're all fucking done.
I can tell you that Three Pines will grab you within the first 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's a question. Should I read the book or watch the show first?
Well, I'll say watch the show first.
Right?
On repeat.
Numerous times over.
On repeat. Okay.
Honestly, sometimes I hope. Okay, I guess.
Well, if I put it on repeat,
sometimes I just
does
play
that count as views?
Hey.
Just stream it and keep it looping so the numbers keep climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see how it
I don't
works.
know if I'm allowed to do that.
Does that count on views, or is it just considered one view because you never actually stop it and start again? It just
count.
loops.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they know everything. How far you've watched, how many times you've watched. I'm sure they know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So everybody just put it on loop when you go to bed and let it run all night.
I mean, it's Amazon Prime. How else are they going to send her 70-cent check?
Right?
I mean, come on.
Exactly. I want to go to the bar, Residuals. There's a bar in LA where if you have a check under, I think it's under, oh gosh, I forget. It's under like $10 or $5 or maybe $3 or something. But if you bring your check, they put it up on the wall and they give you a free beer or a drink or whatever.
Because they feel bad for you.
Yeah.
They go, you made 30 cents on that. Here, have a drink on us.
But it's funny because you can see all these famous people's residual checks. So it's pretty cool.
Right. That is funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
So I read, you said you do your own stunts and stuff. You worked at Universal, is that correct?
Yeah, I did the live stunt show there based on the movie Waterworld.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was really fun. I got to drive a boat, zip line, drive through fire, fight dudes all day, jump off of like exploding towers, and it was fun. I did it for 3.5 years.
Oh.
It was a great job. Yeah.
No, that was in Florida, I'm assuming.
No, in LA at Universal.
Oh, in LA. Okay. At Universal
Yeah.
in LA. Okay.
Yeah, we moved there about 7 years ago. And, when you move from one city to the next, you kind of have to take that time to get to know, all the casting directors and the producers and not restart your career. But, there's definitely like that year or two of kind of building your career or your community, at least in the new city. So you kind of, go work over here, try to find some jobs that will help. But I was really focused on trying to find a job as well that was, in my world. I wanted to not just be a waitress. I've done that for many years and that was great at the time, but I was kind of done with that. So I decided to teach fitness, which also is a great way to meet people in Los Angeles. And I also started doing the live stunt show, which was great because I was performing in front of 3,000 people 5 times a day. And a lot of people in Los Angeles really know the show. So I would go for auditions and they would see or recognize, because we're only about 6 girls that do the show. And there's only one girl at a time. We just like rotate cast basically. And a lot of them would be like, are you in Waterworld? Or just recognize me from the show. And it was so cool. I got, a lot of really fun, either short films or independent films that had a lot of action. And I'm pretty sure, a big part of it was because they're like, that's the girl that does the show. And it's a very impressive show when you see it. The first time I saw it, me and my husband went to Universal and he's like, we should go see the stunt show. And I was like, ugh, really? Okay, whatever. And I sat there and I was like, how do I do this job? And then 6 months later, I was doing the job and I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. So
and then
cool.
that's when he turned around and went, ugh.
Yeah, he's like, oh, now I gotta go. No, he loved it because whenever we had friends that would come and visit us from out of town, they always wanted to come see the show. So he got a season's pass, and when they would come see the show, I would get them in early to the venue and get them like the VIP treatment and stuff. So he loved coming and being like, look at my wife doing all this crazy shit. It was insane. He's like, please don't die. But it was great. It was like the training was awesome. I was in great shape for sure. And I just got to beat people up all day. It was really fun.
Now, what was your training as a kid when you were, a younger adult when you were growing up to be able to do the stunts?
I grew up on a farm. So I grew up riding horses my whole life. Ever since I could walk, pretty much, I was on a horse, and I did soccer, rugby, field hockey. I had an older brother. So just kind of like a lot of that kind of stuff. Dabbled in swimming. And then I feel like when I had a really good start to my career in Montreal, and then I moved to Toronto, which is kind of like the next step that you do if you live in Montreal, kind of most people do. And when I moved to Toronto, I just had such a hard time getting an audition, getting a good agent, and I got discouraged and just started to dabble in stunts because I was like, I want to be on set. I don't care how I'm on set. I just want to get on set. And in theater school, we did sword fighting and basic hand-to-hand fighting. And I felt really comfortable. I grew up dancing, so choreography felt good for me. And I was just able to start doing that to kind of, pay for life, and just kept doing it. So I always relied on that. I still do some stunts sometimes as well. If I get a call and I'm available and it's something that's fun, I'm like, sure, let's do it. Just no heights. I can't do heights. No, not anymore.
No heights.
So no plank walking for her.
No. No. I drew the line there. I did it for way too many years, and after a while you're just like, I just can't. I can't do it anymore.
I completely understand. Completely.
Yeah,
I don't do heights anymore.
You're like, ooh, no.
Well, I mean, Jeff and I are both from construction backgrounds.
Mm.
So in my 20s and 30s, I would jump up on a 40-foot ladder, run up a roof that's 12 pitch. I'm 50 now. We're doing my roof, and I don't even want to go up on the staging. I'm like, no. I'm going to stay down here where my feet are on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like there's a rope. I need that rope. You can tie me up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, even some jobs that I've gotten an offer for a job where it was really high up. So I said no, but they were like, oh, don't worry. You're going to be on a wire. So you'll be good. And you're like, yes, but like, it's very rare, but wires have snapped. Like, I just, some of my friends are amazing stunt performers, and they would like just drool for that job. Great. And I 100% respect that. But for me, I have a passion for acting that's a lot stronger than my passion for doing stunts. So at a certain point in my career, when I was doing the show, I realized, okay, I feel like I'm starting to work a lot more as an actor. And if I get hurt right now, I will never forgive myself because I won't be able to do what I really want to do. So I did have to step away, and it was a tough year, financially. You're like, ooh, but it was for the good, because I honestly, a month, not even, maybe 2 weeks after I stepped away from the show, one of the girls got really, really hurt, and I was like, oh yeah, there's my sign. I'm not going back.
Right.
Right.
Your passion for living becomes stronger than the passion for doing all the silly, insane stuff that we like to do.
Yeah, and I mean, she got really hurt, and she was back in show 5 weeks later. But that's what she does,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yes, that's not me.
No.
So no skydiving for Sarah.
Honestly, I would skydive before I would bungee jump. I think for me, like having the earth so close freaks me out. But if I could be tied to someone, I actually kind of want to skydive. But I told everyone, once the plane goes up, I will cry. I will tell you I do not want to do this anymore. But
just push her out.
And I said, just jump. Just jump. I'm telling you, just do it. Jump. I'll want to do it, but not really. So it's kind of a goal, but I have a feeling it would be a very funny video to watch.
There you go. You got to stop following the guest, folks. Her her stuff, show notes up above, down below. Leo's, you know where they are.
Yep. Have you guys ever gone skydiving?
No, it's on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on mine as well.
I haven't gotten there yet. Even my wife, who's definitely afraid of heights.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to go skydiving. So
yeah, I think just that feeling.
My brother flies, and he took me up when I was young, and I think I got scarred. So I can't even fly. So
no. Like what about commercial? Can you fly commercial?
I've never, only when my brother took me up. That's the only time I've flown in my life.
Oh shit. My mom's like that. My mom hates flying, like hates it.
Yeah. He used to, I grew up on a farm as well. He used to buzz the farm. And I remember one time he like just tagged the top of a tree, it was, So I've been scarred. So I
don't blame you. It's scary. We're not supposed to be up there.
I was a little hesitant about the helicopter when we did the helicopter.
Yeah.
See, I thought that was cool.
It was cool, but before you get in it, and it's like, how legit is this company, and you know what I mean? What's their accident report?
Yeah.
See,
you never know.
I don't think like that. I think like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and if we crash and I die, then my number was up. It was meant to happen. I'm going to enjoy it. Screw it. Let's go. I'll bungee jump.
Me, it depends on the day. Like, honestly, sometimes I fly and I'm like, whatever happens. And then other times I'll fly and be like, did you hear that? I'm just like, I don't know what the difference is, but yeah. I used to not mind at all when I was a teenager. When there was turbulence, I was like, yeah. But now, no, I don't like it as much.
Yeah, like I said, as we get older.
Yeah, we're just like, nope, I'm good. I'd rather take a nap.
Yep.
So,
did you have a zip line?
Do I have one at home?
No. Have you ever done one? A zip line?
Oh, whoa. Yes, it was part of my job.
Oh, right. At Universal, right?
At Universal, yeah. Not like I've never ziplined like in the jungle or in Hawaii or anything like that.
No.
But
Okay.
I did it, my job all the time. And it's pretty high. It was like 45 feet, I think.
Oh, shit. Go to Hawaii. It's like 600.
She's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry. No.
I'd be the girl that just like passes out. Just like arrives unconscious. Yeah.
Okay.
Hit your break.
Get her out of it.
Yeah, that would probably happen. Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. You don't, I mean, it's high, but you don't realize because you're having too much fun just gliding down and looking at the scenery. That's how I see it,
Right. For some people. Yep.
Well, you got to be high to get high like that. So.
Well, there you go. I couldn't do that during the show.
No.
That's just guaranteed.
No,
death.
that would be frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah.
So
cool.
What do you have coming up other than Three Pines? Anything in the works that you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, I did a couple episodes this year on Murdoch Mysteries, which is a Canadian whodunit, and they're on season 16. They've been going for a while, so I have a few episodes coming out. I think in the new year on that, and then my husband is directing quite a few movies in the new year, and we have a few movies that I am going to star in that we're just kind of pitching and trying to get made. It's always a long process, but yeah, so just kind of putting on the producing hat a little bit, and then hopefully season 2 gets greenlit soon, so that'll keep me very busy next year. And just auditioning, going down to Los Angeles in the new year in a week, so gonna go soak up the sun. And I haven't been there for 3 years because of the pandemic and work, so I'm really excited to just see people I haven't seen in 3 years.
Right.
To just reconnect and again, be like, I'm still alive. Here I am. I'm back. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Just kind of reconnect with people.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there somebody that you've always wanted to work with if you ever got the chance?
Well, I just read her biography and I loved it. So I'm really on I'm on a Molly Shannon kick right now. And I'm like, I would just love to work with her. I met her at a screening in Los Angeles once. One of my friends produced a movie and one of her best friends was in it. So she was in the audience and I went up to her after and I was like, hello, big fan. And she's just so nice, and reading her book, I just find her journey fascinating, and I would have never guessed that is her life story. So I really admire her, and I would love to work with her. Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Okay.
So for everybody out there watching, if you know somebody that knows somebody that might know somebody,
let's get them hooked up.
Let me know. We'll get her to watch the show.
Call my digits.
Right? Have your people call her people.
Exactly.
And
That's
they'll do
I'm
lunch.
Going down there for. Yeah.
Now,
go ahead, Leo.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask your question, but I'll let you.
My question?
Yeah. Is there anything that you dork out about?
No, that wasn't my question.
Yeah, he's stealing everybody's questions tonight.
Like in entertainment wise?
No. So we had one guest on, and he likes researching the history of sunken vessels and stuff like that. So is there anything unique that you really dork out about? Or it doesn't even have to be unique. It could be, you like cars, or you like, you collect old sewing machines.
Didn't we start?
Really
you've got jars of lint. I mean, who knows?
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I said maybe you collect jars of lint. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that's it. I'm so embarrassed. I didn't want to say it. No, one thing, I'm kind of a fitness freak. Is one thing that I still teach fitness. I love it. And I run. I haven't done a marathon yet, but I do half marathons. So I really love fitness. Kind of keeps me sane. If you can tell, I have a lot of energy. So I need it. I need my hamster wheel. But gosh, something weird about me.
Well, it doesn't have to be weird. It could be, I mean, that could be it. It's
Yeah, I would have to say that's.
We already went over the weird part. That's the hat collection. So
I said
my
that.
Hat collection.
I said that at the beginning of the show. We started off the show with that. She dorks out about her hats.
I do.
In fitness.
Yeah, I do. I would have to say probably fitness. I love it. But lately, haven't been doing it as much because Christmas and the show. So it's been busy, but it's been good.
Right.
I'll get back on the horse, literally, in the new year.
So I saw you were also in an episode of Star Trek Discovery.
I was.
How was that experience?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Just, that set was very impressive to work on. That we worked on the volume, which was very cool. So usually, it's a lot of green screen, and with the volume, you can see the background, and they have so many like practical set pieces, and the directors and actors were just fantastic. We had a lot of fun. Sonequa is, she's number one on a show. She has 2 kids, she's so busy, but in between scenes, she's like, do you guys want to play charades? And we're like, what? Like, she's so nice. So it was a really fun experience to be on that show, and, bucket list role for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, like you said earlier, like people, when you went for auditions, they'd recognize the face. When this interview was pitched to me, I looked at the face and I went, Law and Order, SVU. I know.
Oh, really?
My wife is a huge Law and Order freak, like SVU, Organized Crime, the originals, 24/7.
Love it.
So I have seen just about every episode 150 times. So when I saw the face, I went,
You're like, I know you.
I'm like, I know that face. And I showed my wife, I'm like, and she's like, SVU.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah,
Captain Beth Williams.
I'm gonna, yeah, she's gonna be on the show. We're gonna interview her. She's like,
yay! Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I was actually at a Comic-Con in April or something, and I was sitting there, and these 2 dudes walked by me, and they were in, their Star Trek uniforms, and they just turned and they were like, "You played Luda in episode, I think it's 405," and I was like, I did. Like, I was like, I didn't know that. Like, it's just like zoom. So yeah, the fans are definitely like super fun, and I'm just so happy. We have so many great shows that shoot in Toronto and Montreal, so it's given so many people amazing opportunities and launched them into even bigger roles and series. Right. So we're pretty lucky up here. We get a lot of good stuff.
Cool. So you said that you do cons and conventions.
I've done a couple, not very many, because Star Trek just came out not long ago, or like a year ago, and there was the pandemic, so there wasn't much going on. But yeah, I'll see, how it is in the future, and if there's a few that I can do, it's always fun. I love, just hanging out and talking with people. It's always a good experience. And who knows, they might have like a 3 Pines convention at one point. There's so many fans and books that you're like, maybe, I'm sure they already have mini ones.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we are getting close to that time. So any last questions in cyber world, get them in the chat. Any last questions from my other people here? That everybody just looks so dumbfounded. They're like, huh?
Like what?
Questions? What's that?
Question.
Did we ask any questions tonight?
What was
you asked questions?
We've asked a lot of questions.
You did.
Yeah. What if you can pick one out, what was your favorite role of all the roles that you've done? Because you've been in a lot of different shit. What was your favorite? You've got one.
Well,
I don't want to hear, it might be this, it might be that. I want one.
Okay, well, if I have to pick one right now, then it's definitely 3 Pines, because I had the most fun on that set. I love doing Last Call and Law and Order, but it's just like you have to like go, it's heavy, like you have to go to some, which is fun to do for sure. But I think I hadn't done comedy in so long that I just had so much fun going to work and literally just playing every time I was there. So yeah, I would have to say this was just, right now it's my favorite.
Okay. And if you could be in a superhero Marvel or DC movie, what kind of superhero would you want to be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I would want to be like, do I have to pick like a specific one? Because I don't know.
You can be general.
Okay. I think I would want to be some kind of superhero that like is like a warrior and like rides horses and like kills people with spears and I don't know, something like primal, I guess. Would be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we know she's already killed a lot of people and electrocuted them, so we might as well go for spears.
She was also in a comic book series.
I was.
Why the Last Man is based off of a comic book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No,
Yeah, that was a great series. I got to do some scenes with Missy Pyle, who is just a riot. She's from Galaxy Quest. Just fantastic. And yeah, it was a great series. A lot of, it's mostly women, obviously, in the cast. So we had a great time. And yeah, I wish it would have went on longer, unfortunately.
Yeah. So are you more into sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi. I'm not really into fantasy. Yeah. More sci-fi, less fantasy. Or at least I haven't found something that I love in the fantasy world. Because let's say I haven't gone looking,
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm never
Fair
really
enough.
into something, I guess.
So you haven't watched like The Witcher or I know they got the new Lord of the Rings show and
No.
Game of Thrones.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, so I watched the pilot of Game of Thrones, which I enjoyed, but I was like, love it, not for me. I've seen Lord of the Rings, the film, but not the series.
The series is all right. It's not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad. See, I like sci-fi, but I also like fantasy.
Okay.
But I
heard
also
a lot of people loved it, and a lot of
Yeah.
people loved the new Game of Thrones. And wait, that was the new one. What just happened? Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, there's a new Game of Thrones. They just had Lord of the Rings. Willow is currently playing.
Oh yeah,
Willow,
we know someone in Willow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that so fun. Like right now there's so much television that I just kind of pick things that I know like people that are in it. It motivates me to watch it, because there's so much choice.
that is true. I usually just go like this, start.
And see what happens.
Yeah, I just like hit the button like 50 times and then hit OK.
Mm-hmm.
And then wherever it stops.
That should be a feature in these streaming services when you go to
roulette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they do have one, because you go and you're in a category like action. It's all alphabetical or some freaking bullshit. And you're like, just random. Give me something random. But they don't have a random button.
No.
Yeah,
like shuffle.
Yeah, but the smart TVs are starting to learn what you like.
Yeah.
Based on what you watch.
That scares the fuck out of me.
They're listening.
They're watching.
Well, there is a new law in California that will probably go across the U.S. about your digital footprint. You can, if you live in California, you can sign up as the CPRA law, and it's kind of like the right to forget. It's to take your name out of any AI generated advertising.
Oh, really?
Oh, so they can't follow your patterns.
It's correct. Yeah, they're supposed to eliminate all tracking for you. And I only know that because I'm running a program right now at my job where I'm in marketing, so we need to anybody that's signed up in California, we need to divert them away from any AI advertising. So we run Hulu ads and whatnot, and it's all AI driven or emails to know when you're opening your emails and whatnot.
So it is all
yeah, it's all your fault, Leo.
Yep.
It's all,
exactly.
it's all your fault. But,
nice.
We are on that time. So
yeah, we'll wrap things up.
Do what you do, Leo.
Sounds good. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. And, if you want to follow me, my name is Leo. Just Google me. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which, but I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. Tons of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. Head on over to thetokingdead.com. You can learn more there. And we're going to be doing another live show at 9 p.m. over on the Dorkening. There was a Stanley announcement. We'll be talking about that. And, just taking a look back at 2022. Crazy that it's, we're almost at 2023. Sarah, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
The best place would be Instagram, and they can follow me at Sarah Film Booth, and also on Twitter.
Awesome. Jeffrey.
Yeah, don't follow me. You don't want to do that. Let's go to stilltoken.com, Toking with the Dead on Facebook, Still Token on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a follow. We're ending our third season. I'm so excited. This has been fantastic. What a great year this has been. And I think we open up next week with a well-known comic book artist, do we not? I'm pretty sure. But you're going to have to tune in to see who this is going to be. And everybody have a great new year.
Sorry, I'm going to Instagram right now.
See, I'm old. I don't do Instagram.
No, I just went and followed Sarah.
Oh, thank you.
I wasn't sure which one it was. That's why I waited for her to say it so I could go follow her. So like Jeff said, yeah, stilltoking.com. You can find out everything about what we do, from the novel coming out to the comic book series, TV series, animation, this show. And I don't know, 2023 is coming, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, hey, I wasn't done. I wasn't done. I was not done. I did not close out like I always close out. And why would you do that to me? I don't think I like you anymore. No, I'm just kidding. To all our to what?
You can still talk.
I'm gonna. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next year.
Bye.
Bye.
So come on.